The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Why is it still showing up like that? I changed it. It ain't showing on mine like that. This thing ain't tripping. Welcome back to another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh. I got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. I'm lagging.
Nah, I'm trying to figure out why the screen keep flashing like that.
That's me. Get technical difficulties over here. Leave it to the person in IT to have all the issues. But here we are. Happy Sunday, everybody. As my I can't say my favorite niece because I got 3 favorites. Nah, I'm sorry, I can't say that because I got other nieces too. But one of my top 10 favorite nieces. I'm just put it like that. As she say, happy Sunday. How was y'all's day?
It was good, man.
How you doing, my boy?
No complaints, man. Got my Sunday nap in, so everything was good, bro.
I heard that, man. I thought I was gonna get to sleep in today, but I decided no because it rained. I had stuff I was gonna do. I was gonna try to thatch burn this weekend, burn my yard. You know what I'm saying, so I can get it right for spring. You know what I'm saying, spring right around the corner. It rained Friday, so I couldn't do it Friday when I was off. Saturday, Jay Sean had track meet, which he went off. I ain't tell you about it. 10, 8, 8, and 100. You know what I'm saying? Got first place there. He got first place in the long jump, first place in 110 hurdles, and he came in second in the 200. He said that won't happen again. And Dylan had baseball practice. So Saturday was a wrap. So I was like, I'm gonna get up today. I'm gonna get up this morning. Got up, let the garage door up. And all I saw was that, that after rain look in the streets, how the everything be wet except for the spot under the car and all that. Yep. Yeah, I was like, yep, well, guess that won't be happening today. So I was like, well, maybe I can squeeze it in during the week. We forecast for rain for like the next couple of days.
Be like that, my boy. It's that time of year, man.
Yeah. And I was trying to think how it go. Is it March showers bring? Nope. It's April showers.
March come in like a lamb and go out like lion or something like that.
I like that. That's deep. Man, we got a good one for y'all tonight, man. Keith said, how can you sleep through such a great Sunday?
Easily, man. When you get to this age, bro, you start valuing things like naps.
He said, when you get to this age, man.
Tell me, bro. Ain't nothing like a good Sunday nap, man.
Hey, shout out to It's a crossover. Our homeboy Doc Holliday from HBCU Overdrive. The other day he said, I woke up and my knee was hurting. Welcome to 40 or something like that. And I was just thinking, I remember when 30 hit, and I was like, man, it ain't even that bad. 35 hit. Yeah. Your daughters, you not even that old for real.
It's crazy that they call me old all the time, bro. But but yeah.
I pulled a muscle in my back one time from sneezing too hard. That's old.
See what I'm saying?
That's old.
Look at the next comment.
And she said, my father is very old. Oh, man. Man, we got a good one, though, man. As Keith said, it was a great weekend for LSU sports as a whole. It was a great weekend, period. That's actually a good question. I'm gonna tag that so we can talk about that. But man, you know what we gotta do first. We gotta give a shout out to our sponsors over at Bet Online. BetOnline.ag. We'll be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. And we are back. Let's talk about men's basketball. They started off in a position where we were like, maybe they'll do well. You know what I'm saying? They might be middle of the pack, you know what I'm saying, SEC. This team will be, you know what I'm saying, we should be better than last year. Not as talented as last year, you know, all kinds of stuff. We're kind of all over the place. This team has found a way to pull it together. Got some big wins. Dare I say they're a year ahead of schedule?
I don't know. I ain't gonna say that far. I mean, it is the second year of the rebuild. I know they calling it year one, and last year was year zero.
Year zero.
This year too a rebuild, and they right where they should be as far as being in the middle of the pack in the SEC. They came a long way from where they were last year. Not where everybody wants them to be, but as far as you looking at the second year to rebuild, I think that they're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah. I like where this team is, the tenacity, the toughness, the grit. We've seen several players miss key time. We saw point guard Jalen Cook missed the beginning of the season due to ineligibility via the NCAA. That was later reversed. Who's the other kid? Damian
Collins.
Damian Collins has had battled injuries. He hadn't been there.
Battled injuries.
So we've seen several guys be out. But this team has found a way. They found their identity. Trey Hannibal, I gotta give him kudos, man. He's found a way to step up to be that leader, to be that facilitator. I used to grit my teeth every time he got in the game because I knew it was automatically 5 turnovers. He has found a way to guide this team. He's found, and it all, ironically, it all started when McMahon put him back in the starting role and then actually play him and Jalen Cook alongside each other. And Hannibal was still barking out the orders while Jalen Cook was doing the facilitating. And then Hannibal was then put back in the role where he was doing both. And he's been phenomenal ever since. Most likely, or not most likely, typically he's the smallest player on the court, but you can't tell because he's getting rebounds left and right.
Yeah, and then he's a great defender too. That he kind of carries a torch for the defense as far as the intensity and tenacity that they play defense with. His on ball defense has been one of the calling cards for this team to hang their hat on in this little stretch that they've been on. They've turned it around defensively, and I think a lot of that starts with him up top pressuring the ball.
Yeah. Paul's Hub brings up a great point. Hunter Dean said he ate his Wheaties on Saturday. Hunter Dean is another one of those players that would come in the game and I would kind of, grimace a little bit because I felt like it was a huge drop off. Not so much lately, the last few games. He's come in and kind of, pulled his weight. He's whether he may not necessarily be doing all the scoring, but it's those extra effort plays.
Yeah.
Diving and tipping the ball away so somebody else can get a rebound. Picking up those fouls, those tough fouls. So you can kind of keep some of the your key guys on the floor, but he's making those tough fouls to where making those the opponents go to the line and earn those points. But yeah, Hunter Dean is definitely stepped up.
Yeah, he been a key piece all season. That piece off the bench, that second big. He's always in the right spot defensively. Great on the boards, and offensively, he doesn't do too much. He plays within himself, and then he plays within his game. He doesn't try to go out and shoot threes. He doesn't try to go out and be anything that he isn't. He just kind of knows his game and knows his role and plays it really well.
Yeah. Key says that Dean has been better than Will all season, Pew. I don't know about that one.
Consistent, but I don't know about being better.
Yeah. But yeah, man, big shout out to this team. I see who they have left. They've got two very winnable games. Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken. Are those the two?
I don't know what you said. You broke up at the Arkansas.
I'm sorry. I said they have two winnable games left. Arkansas and I believe Missouri.
That sounds about right.
That now.
I know they got Arkansas next. I don't know who they got after that.
I know Missouri.
Yeah, it's Missouri. Arkansas,
okay,
Missouri.
I think it is Missouri. Okay. If they find a way to win those two, 12-8 in the SEC, are we looking at a team that's no longer looking at NIT, but possibly, one of the last four in for the tournament?
No, I don't think they're getting in, bro. I think if they make it to the NIT, that's a successful season.
Okay. Say that again.
They're too far down in the net rankings for them to get in my opinion.
Okay. I feel you. I understand. Some tell me, I ain't gonna say something tell me. I have a feeling they can win, win out, because you also see Texas A&M slipping. But I understand it's not just SEC as well. But if they can go into the tournament and win 2, maybe 3 games, I don't know what that does, as far as improves, but
they need another win over like a South Carolina and then a win over like Auburn or something like that, in my opinion, for them to even have a chance. But I don't know. Even that, I don't know if it gives it to you. Because right now you rank 87 in net. So I think you're gonna have to have a few wins in the SEC tournament to jump you up high enough.
Yeah. All right. Let's you want to stick with men's basketball before we move over to LSU women real quick?
That's cool.
This weekend, Houston versus Oklahoma. That game came down to last second. Shot by to fade away to give them the win. The teams we've seen that have consistently been at the top. I mean, I know we talked about Houston and moving to the Big 12, and now every game is almost like a tournament game for them because of where they came from. But you got Houston. Kansas is completely falling off, in my opinion.
Yeah, they get colors.
Yeah. Purdue. I'm trying to think who else. I guess the question I'm finna get to. Who are you looking at right now that's possible 1 seeds?
Possible 1 seeds?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the 1 seeds is Houston, UConn, Purdue, and probably Tennessee.
Okay. That's who I couldn't remember was UConn. UConn is so crazy because UConn is arguably been probably one of the most consistent teams in the last decade. And they don't get the respect that Duke, Kansas, North Carolina get. Marvin says he got Houston, Purdue, Carolina, and UConn. Carolina is definitely a no for me.
Carolina probably a 2 seed, but not a 1 seed.
Yeah, I like Tennessee. I think Tennessee is going to definitely be a 1 seed. Purdue will be one. I'm not sold on them. I think they're gonna flop.
I mean, possibly, but they still gonna be a 1 seed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it for the men's. I like what I see out of Houston. I don't know how far they make it and stuff. I think they make it further than Purdue. I don't know who it is. I don't know who else is going to make it. I think Purdue is definitely not going to be it. I mean, as far as making it a little bit further, in the tournament. Final Four. We'll get there. But man, let's shift over to women's basketball. LSU's women. Senior day today. They honored Haley Van Lith and Angel Reese, who was escorted by, I'm guessing that was her mother and father, or I don't know who the other gentleman was, but Shaq. Shaq also escorted Angel. Angel out. I'm gonna ask the obvious question first, or the one. Do they come back?
They should.
Caitlin already announced she is out. She's done. She's heading to the WNBA draft. Somebody said that she has nothing left to prove. Win the natty, you know what I'm saying? Whether if she didn't win one this year, I don't think it even matters. I mean, she can add to her legacy, but I mean, what more?
I feel like Angel and Haley should come back because they still got things in they parts of their game and that need work.
I definitely agree on that. That's so okay. Because this came up before. Xavier says that, and I know how you feel about it. Zay said they're making more money in NIL than they'll probably make on their contracts.
All right, so let's take Caitlin Clark for example. She's getting paid $0 by the our NIL collective. So all of her money that she's getting made is via endorsements. Why wouldn't she keep them same endorsements when she goes to the WNBA? So she would get those same endorsements on top of a contract. So she would be making more in the WNBA.
I agree. No. What's up, DK? DK says any chance that Shaq's daughter winds up in the boots?
It's Gator.
Nah, she going to Florida. Yeah. Nah, I think Will Wade messed that up for any of Shaq's kids coming coming to the boot. Trying to think who else. Let's talk about the game today. I guess we can. Michaela Williams seems to apparently is out. She had a walking boot, didn't play. Am I right? Am I wrong about that? Did I get that right?
Nah, she didn't play.
She didn't play. Okay, I was just trying to make sure I wasn't crazy. She didn't play. But they pretty much controlled the game against Kentucky today. It was a double-digit win. I forget. I think it was like 17 points, something like that. I say that again.
Like 21-point win.
Oh, it was 21. All right. Key, of course, is pulling, saying that starter 13. Of course, he's saying Paul is going to start, or it looks like that Paul is going to be the person that goes in as the starter.
She started.
Yeah, she's going to be the starter going into the tournament with Michaela out. Did you get a chance to even watch the game today?
Yeah, I watched some of it.
Thoughts on the play today with as far as saying starting Paul alongside with Haley and all that and the rest of the crew.
I mean, Poe was a good facilitator today. I think she ended up with like 6 assists, but didn't look to score much. Didn't have that aggressive mindset of that scoring mindset when she was out there. But she took care of the ball pretty well, facilitated pretty well. Kind of sloppy at times. The whole team was. I think Angel had like 4 or 5 turnovers. But she ended up with a double-double, and Nisa ended up with a double-double as usual. So them two kind of did what they normally do. Flage was herself. Haley,
21.
yeah, she did. Haley was kind of off shooting wise, but she still was getting good looks and taking pretty good shots. They just wasn't falling. So I mean, ultimately, it's what you want to see. I mean, what you should see when they play a team like Kentucky. But I mean, it was sloppy at times, but like early in the first half, it was sloppy. But I mean, they dominated like they should have. So
yeah. I had a question and it slipped my mind just that fast. Paul's Hubs says that the SEC women's tournament is set and a rubber match with Auburn looks most likely unless Arkansas gets out of their funk. Hogs did beat Auburn during the season.
yeah, I'm kind of not looking forward to a rematch with Auburn again, just because they style of play and the way LSU plays that's kind of worst type of matchup for them. But looks like we're gonna end up getting it.
Yeah, plantar fasciitis. That's what it is. DK said that. Kim said that. Haley and Michaela have plantar fasciitis.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else on the women's basketball team before we move on?
Nah, man. Nah.
All right. I'm gonna stick with the ladies, man, and talk about the softball team. Swept the weekend again, 19-0. Getting ready to go into conference play coming up next. 19-0.
The last undefeated team in the country.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. I
Yeah,
could have. I
Oklahoma lost today to ULL.
Yeah. La Tech had a tough put. Actually, it's funny. The last LSU softball has found a way to win every type of situation in this 19-0 journey. They've had the blowouts, they've had the comebacks, they had the close games, they've had the hold on to the lead. They found a way to win every single one of these matchups. I'm not even finna get into I'm not finna do jinx it, say this is the year, or do none of that silly, goofy, cliche mess. Beltorino, keep doing your thing. I'll say that. Danny asks, and I think he asked, he said, has anyone heard anything about Danica Coffey's injury? Had not heard anything yet.
Yeah, I hadn't seen anything, but that's gonna be a key one.
Yeah. That's all I got for the women. I know they beat and it's funny because I had to look twice. They beat me in these 2-1 in back-to-back games. I had to look twice because I thought it was a typo. Then they beat La Tech today 2-0. So yeah, they've got SEC play coming up next week. Now we can move on. Baseball. LSU baseball went to Houston for it used to be the Shriners Classic. It's the Astros College Classic or something now. And they actually not yesterday, was it Friday, I believe, when they played Texas, was the largest attendance in that classic history. But it was a good game against Texas. Started off how the game almost started off pretty much very similar to the game last year against Texas, playing against LeBron Johnson, who, man, that dude looked like he be wearing shoulder pads. The difference was, though, LSU was able to get to him and keep him have, long at bats. And by I think it was the third inning, he was up to like 70, 80 pitches, and they had to pull him. So LSU ended up taking that. Once the backups got in, it was a wrap. The bullpen. Then they went same thing when they took on ULL, LLL. They found a way to get to that pitcher. He was killing them with the changeup. Every time he get 2 strikes, he throw that changeup, and it was a wrap. But I think they ended up in the 5th, I believe, in that game. They ended up getting him kind of lengthy at bats and stuff. Ended up pulling him as soon as the bullpen came in. It was a wrap. And today was just different. They got into hitting rhythm early, and second inning, and it was over after that. So, but it was a clean sweep.
And I guess LSU won the tournament, whatever you want to call it, the weekend or whatever, because they better run the differential than Vanderbilt, the other team who finished undefeated. So I think
did Vanderbilt? Oh, I guess they did.
Yeah. So I guess successful weekend for LSU. Anytime you can beat Texas and you can take care of little brother, you know what I mean? It's a good weekend.
Yeah. I see where you put the update in there about coffee. Trying to think. Baseball, if we got anything else. They got a good midweek, big midweek matchup coming up. I forget who it is. And then they've got Xavier coming in next weekend.
Yep.
It'll be the first night game in Alice Box. If I'm not mistaken, next weekend. LSU home night game in Alice Box. Is it SLU midweek? Okay, Southeastern. Okay. The Fighting Blake Ruffinos.
Yes, that's gonna be a good one. Xavier gonna be a pretty good series next weekend too.
Yeah, that's the one. That's I'm not gonna say they the most challenging team so far, but it'll be the most challenging, I guess, actual real because it's the actual first real series. Because they've been doing kind of round robin type deal. But yeah. Next, man. This next story, it's unfortunate, but it was announced earlier today that Chris Mortensen, the famed ESPN Sunday Night Countdown guy, Monday Night Football Countdown guy, Sports Center guy, he passed away today at the age of 72. Chris Mortensen was a staple for ESPN Sports Center. Anytime you would see Chris Mortensen or Adam Schefter, man, you knew it was guaranteed good info.
The Mort Report.
Yes, man. And it was just like I hated, saying the politics and stuff of what was going on at ESPN and the layoffs and stuff. Because he was gone, saying once he was, let go and stuff, it was Adam Schefter's been holding it down, but it wasn't nothing like more.
But he stepped down because he had cancer.
Yeah, okay. I thought he was part of the layoffs.
But he stepped down before he was laid off.
Oh, okay.
He stopped kind of doing some stuff because he was battling cancer.
Oh, okay. Well, my mistake on that, but man, Chris Mortensen definitely gonna be missed. Rich Eisen did a tribute to him today at the combine, like they wrap up and stuff. So if you get a chance to go on Twitter and check it out, man, it was very touching. Speaking of the NFL combine,
boy, I ain't watching none of that.
Let's talk about it. I didn't watch the combine, but I started peeping at and checking out the all the tweets and stuff, checking out the the results and stuff of how LSU players and stuff did. Makai Wingo 4.8540. Impressive.
I hate when they make them big dudes run for. They're not gonna ever run 40 yards on the play.
The bag drills and shuffle drills is more.
Yeah, and like the 10-yard split is pretty much like the only thing that they really, you know what I mean? Like the first 10 yards of their 40 is all that really matter.
Yeah. Brian Thomas made himself some money. Yeah, he made himself some money.
It really wasn't that impressive. I mean, surprising to me. Like, I knew.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
I knew he was gonna run pretty fast. When you saw his tape and just the way he take the top off the defense, you knew it was gonna be something coming along them kind of lines.
Yeah. Definitely. Like you said, I'm not shocked. I'm impressed, but I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
4.3440, 38.5 vert. You know what I'm saying?
9.97 on the res.
Yeah. Jordan Jefferson. Most, if I'm not mistaken, most reps at the 225 on the bench press for the D lineman. He hit 34. So Mason Smith ran a 5.0140. And that was probably, I think that was like the most impressive thing about his combine. Key brings up He said the Texas guy 4.21. You're talking about
Worthy.
Xavier Worthy. Yeah, Xavier Worthy. Very impressive with that run time. I'm gonna tell you who else. The kid from Clemson.
Wiggins.
Yes, Wiggins 4.25 if I'm not mistaken. Or 4.29, something like that. I know it was sub 4.3.
Yeah.
So very impressive. Anybody else saying? Well, I know you ain't watch, but you know what I'm saying, as far as times and stuff.
No.
All right. Let me get I do want to get into something else. Because of all those 40 times I named and stuff and people, I didn't name Malik Neighbors. I didn't name Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr. And some people are saying that it's they're hurting their stocks by saying not running and not performing at the combine. Is this too much overreaction to people who opted out or decide to wait till their pro day?
Yep. Yeah, we do it every year, and I don't know why we do it every year, but it doesn't matter, bro. Them scouts don't care. Bro, there's teams that don't go to the combine, head coaches that don't go to the combine. You think that they really care that these quarterbacks aren't throwing, these wide receivers aren't running at the combine? They don't care, man. As long as they get to meet with the teams and they 15-minute interviews and all, they do all that part. That's all these teams care about, man.
Yeah. I thought it was funny because I talked with Rev the other day and we were talking about the combine, and he said, your boy he not running and throwing in the combine. I said, yeah. I said, no, I think it's smart. I said, because you get out there. I said, one, he is fringe QB, second QB pick. Some people say maybe the first. But he's on, at that point where there's nothing he can do to like improve his stock. But I'm sure if he goes out there and he bombs throwing it to people he doesn't know, the time is off, that that can hurt, possibly hurt him. So why not wait till you more, get with receivers you comfortable with? And as Jaden said, why not do it with, with all your teammates there?
That's a bullshit excuse. Don't give me that, Jaden. Hey, that whole I'm doing it to help my teammates out. That's bullshit.
Oh, no. I think that's BS. But I do think it's doing it with the receivers you're more comfortable with. I think that's a legit.
But you're not gonna have the guys that you're comfortable with in the NFL.
That's different though.
It's not.
It is. It's completely different.
How?
You will have so
your first NFL training camp, you're not gonna have guys you're comfortable with.
I get that, but your first NFL training camp is not going to determine whether you start or not. You'll have time to build that rapport with those guys and go from there.
But you preparing for your first NFL day, so you preparing for the situation that you're gonna be in.
Are
and
you?
Yes.
The combine is preparing for your first NFL day.
What else is preparing you for?
The combine is to say, to give them that last look. Before the draft.
That's not the last look. Your pro day is the last look.
Yeah, I get,
So you're going out there and you're giving them an example of what you're going to be like as a player. And whenever you're a player in the NFL, you're not going to get to handpick your receivers.
Yeah, but it's still different.
How?
I just feel it's different. You get one, you'll get more reps to work with those wide receivers.
Yeah, but your first day of practice, you gonna not know any of these dudes.
Rookie minicamp.
You're not gonna know any of the dudes.
Rookie minicamp. Voluntary OTAs, rookie mini.
If voluntary OTAs, you don't throw the ball. That's just workouts and stuff.
You think if they do it in college, where they get together
then what Jaden been doing for the past 3 months? Throwing with people that he don't know. All them workout. You think Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas the only receivers he been throwing?
I know it's not, but I also don't think.
My point is he been throwing it to dudes he don't know this whole time. Training, he do it every year in the summer. That's a bullshit excuse, man. Throwing to receivers, I don't know. Nah, that's a bullshit excuse. Well, the thing is, at the combine, you can't control nothing. They tell you what drills you're gonna run, they tell you what routes you're gonna throw, they gonna tell you all that. When you get to pro day, you get to control the narrative. That's the difference. You get to say, well, we're going to run this drill. We're going to throw these routes. We're going to do this at your pro day. You don't have no control at the combine. That's the difference.
That's fair. That's fair. I still think you go with who you're comfortable with. So,
but the part of being comfortable is controlling the narrative, though. Is controlling the situation. Because if they told him at the combine, you could throw to just Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas, you don't think he would have threw in? He wouldn't have thrown in. He still wouldn't have thrown in because it ain't got nothing to do with throwing the receivers he's comfortable with. It's about being in an environment that he can control.
Yeah.
The BS excuse was him saying that he doing this to help out his teammates. So all the scouts will come to the LSU Pro Day. All the scouts coming to LSU Pro Day anyway.
My bad.
That was the BS excuse.
Yeah. Well, let me ask this. I'm gonna move on. Post combine draft thoughts.
I don't know, bro. It don't really change nothing for me, honestly, because I don't really put too much stock in that, though.
Oh, I do want to point this out. Did you hear the door? I mean, I know you heard it close, but did you hear the door though?
Yeah.
You know what you didn't? You know what you didn't hear?
Put that WD-40
boy,
on, right?
I got that WD-40 this morning, boy. All right. Well, all right, back to post-combine draft thoughts. Anybody move up or down in your mind, or
I mean, I think the boy who ran a 4.21 probably a first round pick now.
You talking about Worthy?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he go to Kansas City.
Late pick, yeah, I can see it. So Danny says, I actually have more of an issue with the fact that JD left after the interviews. Caleb Williams stayed the whole time anyway. Bryce stayed the whole time. I think he should have stayed to support Brian Thomas and Malik. Malik didn't even perform. Malik just answered. He just did the interview. Brian Thomas is the only one. I mean, on the offensive side. So I don't know. If he leave after interviews, I mean, I don't know.
I ain't gonna take much stock into that.
Yeah, I think that's more of a preference thing. So, all right, I want to do a scenario. You're the Bears GM. You got the number one pick. What are you doing? It's been rumored that Justin Fields is in Atlanta's trade and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I could see both ways. I could see a world where you trade the number one pick, trade down, get more draft picks, and build around Justin Fields. But what I think they're gonna do, I think they're gonna trade Justin Fields, draft Caleb Williams number one, and end up building around around Caleb Williams with the number 9 pick and whatever that they get for whatever they get for Justin Fields.
Yeah. If I'm the Bears GM, I'm trading back to Washington. If Washington wants it.
If Washington wants to trade, yeah.
If Washington wants it. I'm gonna tell you, matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna flirt with somebody else who needs a quarterback for them to jump Washington and kind of leverage that to get a little bit more out of Washington and get them up there. And I'm drafting wide receiver. I already know who it's probably gonna be. It's probably gonna be Marvin Harrison, but I'm drafting a wide receiver. I'm giving Justin Fields more weapons.
So you trading down, and why not just draft Marvin Harrison #1? So you're gonna trade down from 1 to 2 and draft Marvin Harrison at 2?
Yeah. One. So okay. I know this not. Who's the last wide receiver drafted #1?
I don't think there ever has been a wide receiver drafted #1.
#1 pick, you got that's a little bit more you got to pay, right?
Yeah. Ain't that much difference between #1 and #2.
I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Probably ain't that much. If you smart, trade the, you know what I'm saying? I would entice Washington, trade for #2. Then I might entice somebody else and trade back again or whatever, somebody who's not necessarily looking for a wide receiver. If I can get the 3. Somebody, I know that's a hypothetical. If I get the 3 and draft Marvin Harrison at 3.
So that's
get more draft. I know that's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot of mental gymnastics. But
going from 1 to 2 to 3 not happening. You might could go from 1 to 2 to 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
and see, here's the thing I'll say with that as well. If you miss on Marvin Harrison, this is a draft class, wide receiver draft class, where you could still get a top wide receiver, and it wouldn't hurt as much. This is not like a draft class where you miss on, or you miss on. I ain't gonna say because that technically they didn't miss. This is not a draft class where you go to Mitchell Trubisky and you miss on Deshaun Watson or Patrick Mahomes. This is not. I'm just hypothetically speaking. Wide receiver wise, I think if you draft, if you fall back, if you're the Bears, get more draft capital, and build around Justin Fields, get him some more weapons. Say what?
But then you got to pay Justin Fields.
Justin Fields ain't the problem, in my opinion.
Do you know that for a fact, though?
I don't know it for a fact, but from what I've seen,
you're gonna be willing to pay him. You're gonna be willing to pay him, not knowing if he's the problem or not.
Is this contract year coming up?
Yeah.
All right, that does make him. I get it, but
because then if you trade Fields and you draft Caleb Williams, then you restart that clock. You get what I'm saying? Then you got 5 years, and you still got the #9 pick and whatever you trade Justin Fields for to build around Caleb Williams and restart that clock. And you got 5 years with him under the rookie deal.
Can we have a conversation real quick about Caleb Williams? I'll tell you my issue I got with Caleb Williams. I said this the other day in HBCU nightly chat. I think Caleb Williams is a great quarterback. I think he has everything you need, except I don't feel like he has the it factor. And this is what I mean. I feel like Caleb Williams is good, but he can't overcome his team's he can't overcome team liabilities.
I don't know about that one, my boy.
I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. And this is gonna sound biased, but Jaden Daniels. Jaden had one of the worst defenses in the league,
Mm-hmm.
in the nation. He still, and they lost. No, they never lost a game because of Jaden.
And the USC never lost a game because of Caleb Williams. We could do this all day, my boy. We could do this all day. Go back to their schedule this year. Go back to their schedule this year. It was 8-5. Tell me the game they lost because of him.
What was
They
the
lost,
game he threw like 3
they
picks?
lost. They lost to Notre Dame. I get you want to say the Notre Dame game? That's the only game where you could possibly say they lost because of him. They lost
No game. It was more than that.
They lost to Utah 34-32. They lost to Washington 52-42.
What was the game he threw 3 picks?
They lost to Oregon.
Wasn't it more than one game he threw 3 picks?
Oh, I don't know about
Or
that.
2 or 3 picks.
I ain't giving you that one though, bro. Caleb Williams is a difference maker.
I agree, but I feel as though he is still limited by it. I'll give you another example. Alabama last year. Alabama
3 picks against Notre Dame. Yeah, that's the only game.
Okay. Alabama last year. Alabama was Bryce Young saved them. Bryce Young and Jameer Gibbs saved them last year in several games. I don't see that in Caleb Williams. Michael Penix.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
How many times in 2022 did Jalen Daniels lose us the game?
How many times?
Or almost lose us the game?
How many times in 22?
Because if we talking about Caleb Williams, we talking about just this past year. We're not going to talk about the year he won the Heisman and he was electric. So Jaden was more than a quarterback for more than 1 year.
Yeah, I can agree.
So let's take the entire career in totality.
If we want to do that, if we go back to the Oklahoma days, I could definitely pull several games out of there where he lost games.
Okay, and I could go Jaden Daniels to do the same thing. So my point is, if Jaden Daniels is this great quarterback who transcends his defense, where was that against Texas A&M 2023?
That's fair. That's fair.
Where was that against Arkansas 2023?
I don't know about that. I don't know if I can.
You don't know about that one?
I don't know about that. I get what you're saying.
Arkansas, he was terrible.
He was terrible against Auburn.
My point.
Those games.
My point. But he didn't win no game because of him. Is my point. You didn't beat Texas A&M. You couldn't overcome a bad defense. A-Chain tore our ass up in 2023. Jaden Daniels couldn't overcome A-Chain in that game, and the defense losing A-Chain in that game. So if we want to nitpick, we can nitpick on both quarterbacks. It go both ways.
That's fair. I'm gonna give you my comp for Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams is Tua.
He better than Tua.
He is Tua without the injuries.
He better than Tua. He can move. He got a better arm than Tua. I think he like a Deshaun Watson without the massage issues.
I don't think he's that mobile.
What?
I don't think he's that mobile. He's
Oh,
elusive.
Crazy mobile.
He's elusive.
He ain't got the size of Deshaun.
He ain't getting out there. No.
Man, that boy can move, boy. He can't run like Jaden, but he can move.
Yeah. She say Tua is big. Yeah,
he is.
He is.
Like, to me, he like a Russell Wilson type of quarterback. You know what I mean? Like,
I can give you Russell Wilson. I can see it. I get Russell. I just ain't sold on Caleb. I think he's good. I think he's gonna have a good career. I just don't think he's what people are saying. I don't. I'm not.
I ain't saying he like leaps and bounds better than Jaden by any means. You know what I mean? But I think they neck and neck as pro prospects. If somebody got Caleb higher, I mean I can understand that, but nah, I ain't finna make it seem like he just leaps and bounds better than Jaden though. But they right there neck and neck. Now I think he's much better than Drake May. I don't really.
Oh, Drake definitely. Drake May. I don't even hear people talk about Drake May anymore. Drake May is Daniel Jones.
Interesting.
And honestly, I ain't gonna even disrespect him like that. I was gonna say, considering they went to the same school, he could be Mitch Trubisky, but I ain't gonna do him like that. I ain't gonna do him like
I
that.
don't think he that bad.
Nah, he actually Drake May has shown us he's played more than 1 year and did well. I think he'll do well, but yeah. Brian said that JD is Lamar that can put the ball on the money. Y'all sleep on Lamar passing ability, in my opinion.
This the
You
one.
Go ahead, my bad.
Keith said he was seen as the next Mahomes off the Heisman season, but I feel like he's falling stock wise. How is he falling when he's still the number one pick?
I do know that it's been a lot of smear campaigns to it's been more. I've heard more smear campaigns on Jaden to big up Caleb than I've heard more Caleb, you know, saying positivity or comparison, however you want to put it. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Penn say Caleb is he said Caleb is not that good throwing into tight coverage. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one. Caleb got a missile. Zay say, speaking of
ahead.
Russ, where is he going? Because he could play for the league minimum with Denver still paying him $39 million next year. Yeah, if Russell Wilson get cut, that's gonna make things very interesting for some people. Because if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm picking up the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you on that.
Honestly, if I was Atlanta, I'd probably holler at Russ before I hollered at Justin Fields just because he'd be cheaper.
That's true. Key says if he had the number one pick, he wouldn't go for Caleb Williams.
We know he draft last tier poll.
I'll say this. I'm not saying, and I don't want to say this. I'm not saying that Caleb Williams isn't a number one pick, but I am saying I'm not buying all the hype. I think he wherever he goes.
Well, let me ask you this though. If you a GM, do you pass on him? Especially if you Chicago. Like Chicago been desperate for a quarterback for so long, right? Do you pass on him? What if he turned out to be the next Mahomes?
It's hard to pass on him though. That's the thing. So all right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would draft him and him be a bust, and then I'd be like, well, at least I went with who everybody in the world thought I should go with. Instead of passing up on him, he become great, and now you look like the dude who could have had the next great thing in a quarterback starved city.
I don't know how. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's just me. I believe in Justin Fields. I
But
believe it's the
he
coach. Is
just
the coach. But I mean, but the problem with that though, and we've seen Justin Fields, and we've had to, it's
that's my if you pass on him, he cannot hit, bro. If he hit, you might as well pack your bags as a GM. You done. You get fired.
Chicago GM need to pack his bags anyway.
They just got a new one.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, he should have been packing up them. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Some of that
That's why
coaching
he
stuff.
about to pack up Justin Fields because he ain't drafted him.
Yeah. Brambo, what's up? Brambo said Russ been ass since he married city girl Cece.
Boy,
she ain't no city girl. That's funny.
that's hilarious.
I'm gonna ask this question. Maybe this I should have saved this one. Since we talking about that, he said Russ been ass since um who's had a better um as Future had more hits or as Russ had better more success since
I don't know. Future did drop 56 nights after they broke up, so that's arguably his biggest mixtape ever. Um, and Russ ain't made it back to a Super Bowl, so I mean,
I thought he made to one since I'm trying to think when was the
no, that
last
was he made it like his first and second year in the league. He ain't been back since.
they went to two.
Yeah, back to back years.
Dang. I ain't gonna say what I want to say.
No, I'm not buying the JJ McCarthy hype.
Oh man.
But I do think he'll get drafted in the top 10. He going to the Giants, bro. Watch what I tell you, bro.
Boy, that's going to be hilarious. Freaking hilarious. Him and Daniel Jones gonna be standing up like the Spider-Man meme.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Daniel Jones, let me look. Hold on. Daniel Jones signed. Oh, he signed a 4-year deal. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. I kind of agree with this too. He said Russ had a better year than people think.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. So the Giants gonna draft the quarterback because they signed Daniel Jones to a 4-year deal, but it's really like a 2-year deal. Like they can get out of it in 2 years.
2-year options and stuff.
Yeah, or not option, but like the way the money set up, it's like a 2-year and then like nothing guaranteed after 2 years or something like that. So after this next season, they can really move on from Daniel Jones.
All right.
So draft McCarthy, keep Daniel Jones for a year. McCarthy ready to start after his second year.
Yeah. All right. So Danny says to Key, she said all along that Bryce was overrated, but now they all defended him with he does not have talent around him narrative. Well, he doesn't.
Two things can be true.
Yeah, he doesn't. That coach also, if I'm not mistaken, their coach got fired midway through the season.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's not good though, bro.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
He ain't got the size, bro. Like
that. Now that I agree with.
He can't see over his O line. Like he just.
That I agree with. So, moving on to a story I know you don't care about. LeBron.
I sure the hell don't.
Hater. LeBron.
Hey, what's the point of this? Like, congratulations, you played longer than anybody in the NBA history. Congratulations. Like, that's the point of this.
That's not. No, it's not. LeBron hit 40K. That's all. I mean, I'm just saying. That's
Congratulations,
okay.
you played longer than anybody in the history of the game. Like, that's a longevity award. That's what it is.
We start the show talking about how I feel at this age for different stuff. This man 39 and still it ain't
Congratulations. You
this
played
ain't
for a long time. It means
this
absolutely
ain't even the Jordan with the Wizards type situation. This dude is still. I'm not gonna say he's still in his prime.
what does it mean? What does it mean?
Do you see somebody catching this?
No, nobody was gonna catch it whenever he broke Kareem record. All he doing is putting it to her. Nobody even gonna catch it for show now. Like, it's a pointless stat. Nobody's ever gonna touch it whenever it was
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me squash this. She said if we're gonna salute LeBron, then we have to salute Caitlin Clark.
That's valid.
I don't think anybody is not saluting. Well, I'm not gonna say that. Because Carter brought the, was talking about the Caitlin Clark. I think Caitlin Clark deserves her just due. What I am saying though, please stop telling me and please stop saying, oh, she's helped LSU so much. She's done it. No, she has not. What she has done, she is a in the prime example I can say. Somebody brought this up and they said that not many people would have watched the national championship last year if it was South Carolina. Yes, they would have. People would have watched the national championship game. Why would they have watched it? Because it was South Carolina. And then the argument was, well, we don't know South Carolina players. That's a lie. That's a lie. Let me give y'all an example. Caitlin Clark may be a more recognizable name. I can name several golfers if I see them. Oh, that's Jordan Spieth. Oh, that's Phil Mickelson. Oh, that's I go to old school. That's VJ Singh. But guess what? That's name recognition. I am not a golf fan, but if you're a basketball fan and you watch basketball, I'm pretty sure you know several players on South Carolina's team, whether you're a fan of South Carolina or not. So it's ridiculous to me to say that Caitlin Clark is done. Now, what she's done, yeah, she has done great things, it's helped elevate women's basketball, but she is not this superhero. And I'm gonna tell you what it really is. But go ahead, Ant, before
No, like, back to the LeBron thing, bro. Like I'm not diminishing what he did. It's like he's playing at a great level at 39 years old. But my point is, what is the point of accomplishing? Like, what is the point of celebrating this? What did he do?
He hit 40K.
Okay, but what does that mean? Is his team finna win the championship because he hit 40K?
Oh, all right. When Barry Bonds hit 755 or whatever and broke the record, it was a major accomplishment.
Record though. He already broke the record. This ain't the record.
Okay.
So why didn't we do this whenever he hit? Why didn't we do this whenever he hit 39 and 500? Is it because it's a round number of 40? It's like
it's like 40K. It's a number.
It's nothing. It's a pointless number. The record when he broke Kareem's record, that's when we should have celebrated because he actually did something. He broke a record. This is nothing. He just hit a number, a pointless number.
I don't think this is pointless.
It's a pointless number. So you're gonna do the same thing if he hit 41?
Not 41, no.
Why? Why not? Why not? It ain't never been done before.
If he hits 45, he was like,
but 41 ain't never been done before. It's a random ass number. We're just picking random numbers to celebrate.
It's 40. Okay. All right.
You see my point?
No, I don't.
It's a random ass number, 40,000. Because it's 40,000, you want to celebrate it. But 41,000 don't get celebrated when it's even more impressive than 40,000.
I'm not saying people not gonna celebrate it. I'm just saying it's not a. It's just you said when he broke the record.
That was something to celebrate. That's an accomplishment to celebrate. You passed somebody on the scoring chart. Now you just hit numbers. Why not celebrate 41,000? It ain't been done before.
I'm trying to think how to put this.
Because you don't understand what I'm saying. It's a pointless celebration.
This might not be a good example.
It's a pointless celebration, man. Boy, I almost said something. He got one ring with the Lakers. He got one ring with your franchise. The other rings was not even with your franchise, and you still riding this man.
Let me ask you a question. When you have goals, do you have goals of making $900,000? Or do you have goals of making, hey, I'm gonna hit $1 million?
My point is because it's a round number is why you celebrating. That means
do you have goals of saying, hey, I want to make $999,000.
Nobody ever says that, bro. Nobody
exactly. I want to hit $1 million. I want to hit. Hey, this again. I get what you're saying
because it's a round number. That's my point.
That's fine. Okay, that's fine. But why is it such? It's just a random number.
It is
okay.
When
a random number.
Do you want to say $40,000 or do you want to say $50,000? Nobody ever stops at 40,000 ever.
Let me ask you this. You just made me forget that easy. A random number. If we were celebrating, hey, this man scored 40,203.
40.
That's a random number.
Now? How many points he got right now?
I don't know.
Is 40,000 or is it more than 40,000?
It's more than 40,000 now.
Okay, so my point. It ain't even at the stop round number. He crossed this number, and we're making a big deal out of it because he crossed the.
He got at least 40,001 because he was at 39,999.
He crossed the random ass number, and we're making a big deal out of it. Cause you want to know why? Because there ain't nothing else to talk about for the Lakers. They in 10th fucking place. They ain't got a chance to win a championship. So the only thing
they don't have a chance.
They don't have a chance. So the only thing we can talk about is LeBron passing 40,000 points. That's all we're doing right now.
They made to the East. I mean, the Western Conference. Actually, both
last year. Okay, that was last year. We talking.
I'm just saying because to say they don't have a chance. Both two teams from that represent the conference championships on both sides came out of the play-in tournament.
That was this year or last year?
You were just saying that I'm making it. You saying they don't have a chance.
So you think they got a chance?
Do I think they have a chance? Yeah. Is it
Do
they
got a better chance of winning it or not winning it?
They probably got a better chance of not winning, but they have a chance.
I mean, technically, everybody in the playoffs have a chance if we want to get technical.
Okay.
What odds would you put on them to win the title right now?
What odds?
What odds you putting on them to win the title?
Probably plus 1,200, something like that. Plus 1,100.
So, like what? About 8th, 9th, 10th best in the league?
Yeah.
So is that a good chance to win a title?
And this the issue. Never mind. I ain't gonna say that. I'm ignoring that, Danny.
I mean, it's partly true, bro.
It ain't.
We talking about LeBron scoring 40,000 points because he hit a random ass number, bro.
Okay.
Random ass number, man. Make sure you do the same thing when he scored 41,000 points. Because that ain't
will be
neither.
It's gonna be impressive.
It is, but make sure you put a topic in the show that he scored 41,000. We gotta talk about that too, just like we did 40,000.
No. Taraj asked, just random thought. Do you think Bronny will get drafted this year, or is he worth a pick?
No,
No.
not at all.
No.
Go back to school.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be one and done.
Mm.
But
I think that heart issue messed up all his plans, bro.
I agree too. I agree too. Um, Speaking of something you definitely don't care about, but we're gonna talk about it. Baby Gronk. Baby Gronk announced his retirement from football. He he made a post and said that his love for the game is gone. Said that his dad forced him to do a lot of that stuff, and a lot of his gone. A lot of his love for the game is gone because of that. And he apologized to his teammates and fans and stuff like that. But that even felt like acting. I think it was partly true, but that even felt like acting.
I'll just be glad when this kid be able to have a normal childhood.
I agree. Hold on, sir. You okay? You'll be all right. Dylan is devastated because Baby Gronk is retired. He'll be all right. He'll be back next year after a year away from the game, playing again. Um, Danny says we need to talk about Caitlin Clark getting out of control, causing her favor, and she's not getting called for her stuff.
But I'm a hater when I say stuff, so I'll be quiet.
Danny, let me tell you a little secret about Caitlin Clark. She is good. She is getting, and we talk about relevance and stuff. She is getting all this hype because she is a young white female that is putting up points. We didn't get this hype for what's Sabrina Ionescu, Tarazi. And I understand she broke the record. I get that. But before she even got to the record, got close, she was getting all this hype.
I mean, Kelsey Plum had the record, and she didn't get all that hype.
So that's my point. It's like she is the, and I hate to say it like this, but she is the great white hope. And that's why she is getting this hype like this. Is she deserving of her accolades? Yes. Is she deserving of every Sports Center highlight they put out there? Absolutely not. And should anybody be getting, like, I mean, as you said, like just getting calls and not getting called out on? No, not at all. I'm over it. I'm over. It's like Taylor Swift, Caitlin Clark. They up there, both of them. So that's my feelings on it.
I ain't got no problem with Taylor Swift.
I do. She get on my nerve.
I don't think she asked for none of this, but Caitlin Clark didn't necessarily ask for the attention she get, but she be flopping playing victim, so I'm gonna blame her for that part.
It's a lot of people don't ask for things in life, but they definitely benefit off the.
I'm not saying she didn't.
No. I get it. I'm just saying in general, they definitely benefit from the fruits of the labor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she does, but I mean, this ain't no different than Beyonce and half the other celebrities that people worship and admire all the time. So I mean, I'm putting all them in the same boat. I ain't got no problem with them. But Caitlin Clark is a different because for me, I don't have a problem with the attention she getting. That's not on her. She ain't asking. I have a problem with the way she plays the game at times. Whenever she flops or whenever she baits calls and things like that's what I have a problem with. Like whenever you start messing with the integrity of the game, that's what I got a problem with.
You don't like that she's James Harden in that thing.
It ain't even that, bro. It's like James Harden manipulated a rule. You know what I'm saying? She's manipulating people. Like that's the difference to me, man.
Yeah, I need to go back because I actually forgot this, and my bad to LSU basketball fan for life. He asked, he said, do y'all know who will be back for LSU's men's basketball team in 24-25?
I know who won't be back. It's easy. I mean, it's hard to say who will be back with the transfer portal and everything, bro. Ain't no telling who actually will be back, but I know who can't come back.
Yeah.
A little easier just to say that, you won't have Jalen Cook, you won't have Jordan Wright, you won't have Will Baker. It's easy just to say that them guys won't be back.
I'm hoping
we're gone too.
who Hannibal, yeah,
Hannibal. Yeah.
Hannibal. I'm hoping if they can keep Ward, Reed, Williams. Oh,
Yeah.
Mawani, he's gone too.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can keep kind of the core of that, yeah, I agree.
Good night, baby. Love you.
All right. Good night. Danny says she has similar thoughts regarding our team and similar narratives, but I'm going to be good. No, talk about it. Talk about it. Penn say Caitlin flops more than LeBron. That's funny.
They about what?
Key says Cook can't come back COVID year.
I don't think so. I think he done with. Because he played here for a year.
Played at whatchamacallit for 2. He could technically, I guess he could come back for a COVID year.
Hold on. Or did he play here 2 years?
He only played here 1 because he left. Played at Tulane 2. Or did he play at Tulane 3?
Let me see.
All right, Key, you getting outrageous now. Key said LeBron hasn't flopped as a Laker.
What?
All right, Key, you tripping. You tripping now. I think he was. I'm trying to think when was his
He spent 1 year, 2 years. Yeah, I don't know. He might be able to come back, but I thought they said this was his last year.
So what was his first year? 2020?
Yeah, had to be.
Hold on, we'll look it up.
Yeah, his first year was 2020.
So technically he could then. He does have a technically have a COVID year.
Yeah, he got him listed as a junior. I thought this was his last year. Well, if you get him to come back, that'd be huge.
Yeah. Yeah, if he can come back, him, Williams, Michael, if you can keep Michael Williams, yeah.
Yeah, and what you bringing in too?
Oh, Danny, that's not you. You must miss that episode we talked about this. You won't be canceled. You won't be canceled over here. Danny says this is only her opinion and controversial, so she'll likely be canceled. She won't, not over here. She says, but I think one reason we took Haley Van Lith when we needed a true point guard was because of a marketing strategy targeting the fan base.
I've said my piece on that too many times. I'll be quiet.
Yeah. But yeah, Danny, we had that conversation on here one night about and I'll say this, Danny, not just with the fan base. If you go back and look at the a one Kim Mulkey during her playing days. Tell me if you see a similarity.
Bum, bum.
So yeah. Is Dean a senior? I don't know. If Hunter Dean can come back, that'll be at least give you know what I'm saying a little something to base off of a start. This man said, "Say what?"
Hunter Dean is a grad student.
Oh yeah, he done. Oh well.
He done.
He done. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5th year. Well, I guess I don't know. Yeah, because this would probably be his COVID year. So yeah, he probably done.
Yeah. Oh no, Danny. We get what you're saying. We get what you're saying. I'm just saying that Mulkey can look at her and see herself in her, and in more than one way. So that's and I completely agree. So yeah. Keith says our true point guard hasn't arrived on campus yet. We don't have one on the team. So I think that's what they said. My glasses might be fogged up. Oh, my bad.
You know what he said. Point guard is number 13, even if she don't score a bucket.
Can't spell point guards without the points. All right, what else we got? We ain't talked about it. We talked about it on HBCU about the Cam Newton fight. I ain't got to talk about it here. Did you see he apologized? He came back and apologized. I think that was big. That was big in him. Come back and apologize and explain, you know what I'm saying, regardless of feelings and stuff, it should have never gotten there. So it's big on Cam, man. It's hard for a lot of times for adults to admit their wrongs. So kudos to him. I'm trying to think what else. I feel like it's something else we're missing. Golden State got blew out the water. Goodness gracious. Nick ain't been here in a while. The Suns are terrible. Why ain't terrible? They done lost several games that.
Hold on, bro.
Ain't nobody hating on her.
We just don't have. Yeah, y'all use that hate word too loosely around here, man. Just because.
wait.
Hey.
He said, Danny said how many points she had today. And he said, hold on, wait. She had 2, but she should have had like 10 assists. Bro, come on, Key. Come on, man. I'm trying. It's something that we were supposed to talk about, bro. And I can't. I ain't gonna keep us on here long. Let me search real quick. Spring ball started yet?
No.
Spring practice? I don't know if it started.
No.
Okay, what am I missing? Oh, I ain't realized that was going on. CONCACAF, the women's CONCACAF Gold Cup is going on right now. So in soccer, I ain't realized that was back. Headed to the U.S. is going to the championship or the semis. UAB, boy, I tell you. UAB got 2 nut jobs on their hand. They got Trent Dilfer in football, and they got Andy Kennedy basketball. They had to restrain him today. He got ejected from the game. They had to restrain him.
He was 19-point lead too.
That is something. Man, that might be it, man, because I don't even see. You already talked about ULL ending Oklahoma 71 game win streak, bro. 71 games. Wow. Texas 0-3 this weekend. Baseball. They lost to LSU, Texas State, and Vanderbilt. He asked about gymnastics. Who did they play this? They did competed against Alabama, and they competed against Alabama, and they won 198.325 to 197.325, a whole point. So that's almost like a blowout in gymnastics. Penn said, I'm getting old, my eyes getting bad, and short-term memory loss.
Sound about right.
Yeah. So, Penn, in your first 100 years of living, when did you first start experiencing your eyes going bad and memory loss? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I got to see what, if I'm on pace. Pause, Key. All right, man. We can get ready to get up out of here. Because I can't even. I think that's what it was. I think it was the Texas getting beat 0-3 this weekend in baseball. They finna drop. They finna be out the top 25. So. Hey, go back up real quick, Dylan. You got Alabama A&M. I think that's it, man. We can get ready to get up out of here. Give me my theme music. All right, we'll be back on Sunday next Sunday. This show was presented by betonline.ag. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.